Yo, what is up everyone? Bullitt Gaming here today, and today we are back in Project Flight, and today we're going to be flying the last passenger McDonnell Douglas 11 under KLM's Royal Dutch Airlines here, and we're going from Montreal to Amsterdam Schiphol here, and we've just finished boarding, and we're about to start pushback here. So we're gonna get this plane started here, and we're gonna start the final MD-11 flight here. So going back to the aircraft. Okay, going back to the aircraft here, we have the final McDonnell Douglas 11. We're gonna push back here, and this plane's registered as PH-KCE and was delivered to KLM back in November of 1994 here. So it's a cloudy, rainy-ish day here in Montreal, and we're gonna be still doing our flight here from Montreal to Amsterdam Schiphol as the final MD-11 flight here. So we're going to get the entire aircraft set up. We are going to be cruising at 36,000 feet here. And yeah, so once again, this plane was delivered back to KLM in November of 1994 and was registered PH-KCE, and we are flying under KLM's, or the call sign, KLM672 from Montreal to Amsterdam Schiphol. So we have the entire aircraft all started up here, so we're going to get the stuff set for after takeoff, and we will then go to our cruising altitude and fly to Amsterdam Schiphol here. So it's a bit rainy here. The rain's gonna start slowing down as we start taking off here. But yeah. So there we go. We are all set. We're gonna get our taxi lights on there, and we're gonna start our taxi toward the runway here. So there we go. Last time these engines will ever really be heard. To passengers here. So once this aircraft is done, it'll most likely become a cargo aircraft. For what company? Not sure, but it will most likely become a cargo aircraft, and will never ever be another passenger aircraft. So yeah, it's a pretty special flight, as it's the final passenger McDonnell Douglas 11 to fly, and this is the final technical final flight of the McDonnell Douglas 11. This plane's flown 3 other quote-unquote final flights, but this is the technical final one here, and yeah, this plane is pretty much 20 years old, and has been flying for KLM for about that long, so it'll finally be retired after today's flight. So yeah, so we're gonna be taking off runway 27 left here, and we're gonna be again cruising at 36,000 with a cruise speed of about 465 knots here, and we're gonna land in Schiphol really early the next morning there. So yeah, this will be a pretty nice final flight here for the MD-11, and we're gonna come over to the runway here. Let's get our strobes on here, and then we'll get our landing lights on in a second. So we're gonna line up on the runway 27 left here, and then we'll take off. We've already gotten our takeoff clearance, so we'll take off once we are done here, or once we're ready, actually. About 26L. Could I forget it's 26? 26L. We're gonna be on 26L here, not 27L. So let's get on 26 here. Alright, and then there we go. There we go. Alright, here we go now. And we are on takeoff roll here for the final not 787, McDonnell Douglas 11 flight. There we go. So alright, and we're gonna start our rotation here. And there we go as we take off from Montreal, bound for Amsterdam Schiphol International Airport here. Alright, so there we go. So we're gonna increase our climb here, and then we're gonna start turning toward the left. And there we go. Landing gear are stowed now, and we are good to go. So we're gonna climb through the clouds and through the rain, hopefully soon. And then we'll go cruise again at 36,000 here. So we're gonna stop our turn there. Alright, let's get our landing lights off. There we go. And then let's get our flaps up here. There we go. And then we'll be ready to go. Alright, there we are. So we are now in the sky here, and we're gonna get up to our cruising altitude hopefully pretty soon. And then we'll let people, of course, roam around the cabin for the final time before beautiful jet is retired. So yeah, this jet has been in service with KLM for 20 years and was delivered to KLM in November of 1994. And there's an absolutely beautiful aircraft here. And it's finally being retired after 20 years of service in KLM here. And we are under the call sign KL or KLM672 here. And of course, Montreal to Amsterdam Schiphol here. So the MD-11 is the last tri-jet that McDonnell Douglas produced and is doing very well, obviously, in the cargo business, and is most likely going to be sold off to the cargo business once it is done here at KLM. So yeah, this plane's life most likely won't be over for a long time, but its life will definitely be over as a passenger jet here at KLM. And to the world, as this is, of course, the last passenger flight here. So we are already at 7,000 feet, and it's pretty nice to hear this tri-jet roar for the final time with passengers on board. Of course, got a lot of aviation geeks and stuff on board because they're, of course, wanting to be able to experience the tri-jet before it is officially retired. And this was one of the last, if not the last, plane produced by McDonnell Douglas before it was absorbed by Boeing. And the Boeing 717 was actually supposed to be a McDonnell Douglas, but because Boeing absorbed McDonnell Douglas, they took McDonnell Douglas's design and used it for the Boeing 717 there. So yeah, that is a little history about McDonnell Douglas, the Boeing absorption, and specifically the KLM 747 registered as PH-KCE. So yeah, we're going to climb up to our cruising altitude here, and we'll hopefully get through the rain soon, and we should have a decently clear landing in Montreal, or not Montreal, Amsterdam Schiphol. So yeah. Alright, we have been at our cruising altitude for a little while now. We are, we're getting closer to Schiphol here, so we've had the people already explore the aircraft now, so now we're going to start our descent down to Schiphol here. It's currently 4:07 in the morning where we're at, and it should be about 7-ish when we land at Amsterdam, so yeah, it'll be morning at least when we land. It's been night the entire flight pretty much, so it's been dark the entire flight pretty much, so it'll be nice to finally see the aircraft during the day. So we're going to start our descent here down to the altitude that we've been told to, and Then we'll head down to the airport, land, and then the plan is to give a tour of the airport before finally going to our gate. So we'll most likely be landing the runway 28, I think. And I'll give you clarification on that as we get closer. But yeah, we're gonna descend down to 6,500 feet here, and once we're down there, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we are almost done with the final MD-11 flight. Of course, people will be able to stay in the cabin after we land, but eventually, all good things come to an end, and the aircraft will be towed away. And who knows what'll happen to it, but something will happen to it, and it will never again be used in passenger service. So yeah, we're gonna start our descent here, and then we'll let you guys know once we are close to Schiphol there for landing. So yeah, see you guys again in a little bit. Alright everyone, we're gonna be landing runway 8 here. We're almost here at Amsterdam. We're gonna get set for landing here now. So we're gonna get our speed set to 135 knots here, and we're gonna get our spoilers up here for landing. And get everything set for landing for the final time for this McDonnell Douglas as a passenger aircraft. So the runway is right over there, right over here, and we're gonna be landing there. We're gonna get flaps set to takeoff the last time they'll ever be set to the takeoff setting, and the last time the spoilers will most likely ever be up other than after we land. Alright, there we go. We are now set for landing here at Amsterdam Schiphol here, so we're going to get our gear down here. Landing lights are already on, and we're gonna go land on the runway over here. Actually, it seems like I was wrong. We are not on 8. This is 9 here. So we're gonna be landing on runway 9 here, so, yeah. Let's get ready for our landing here. It's a bit hard to see from the bottom of the aircraft due to the gear right there in the middle, but yeah, we're gonna be heading for this runway straight ahead of us, which is runway 9 there. And we're of course gonna be doing the full airport tour after we land here. So we're gonna continue our descent down as we get ready for a landing here. We're gonna turn off the autopilot now, and we're gonna be flying manually and adjusting the throttle manually here. So we're gonna land here. Again, the McDonnell Douglas doesn't have a tote on the landing gear, so we gotta be a bit more careful when landing so that we get a good landing here. And but of course we want a really good landing for the final flight here. So there we go. All right. There we go, we're descending perfectly here. 100 feet-ish above the ground, or less than 100 actually. Alright, 50 feet. 40 feet. Alright. And here we go. There we go. We got a butter landing here on the McDonnell Douglas 11 for the final flight. And now we got the reverse thrust on for the final time on this beautiful aircraft here. Alright, and there we go. So we're gonna taxi forward a bit here. And we're gonna get off at the exit after the one that's over here. And we're gonna give everyone on board the aircraft full aircraft tour like we said we would here. So we're gonna slow down our taxi here. Actually, we're gonna get off on this exit because all that's over there is the VIP terminal. So we're gonna get off right here, and we're gonna get the aircraft disconfigured or unconfigured, whatever, from landing. So Yeah, but there we go. We are now here at Amsterdam Schiphol International for the final time with the McDonnell Douglas 11. And we're gonna go park at our gate in a couple seconds here. But yeah, we have the full airport tour pretty much here, which is nice. And it's a very, very nice airport here. We're gonna be, of course, at the very end here because we're gonna do the full airport tour here. And once we're done, we'll park and let people explore before the aircraft is finally towed away and move somewhere before who knows what's gonna happen to it. Most likely it's gonna go into cargo. But yeah, there's some more passenger terminals down there. And the Delta display right here of an upside down aircraft, on the building. And then we got the other passenger terminal right over here, which is pretty nice. And we're gonna be parking in here actually, so there we go. We're gonna be parking at this gate right here at the very end, and yeah, so we're gonna pull into B30 here, and PH-BCE will finally be parked and ready for retirement after this. So there we go. Alright, the aircraft is now parked, and we're going to shut down the aircraft here for the final time. And there we go. PHBHP is now being shut down for the final time as we have now arrived in Amsterdam Schiphol International. And the final MD-11 is officially gone as a passenger jet. So MD-11 will finally be put away after this and retired out of service. We're gonna let everyone deboard from the aircraft now, and those who want to stay on and explore the cabin can. But yeah, that is gonna be all for today's video. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, then please like and subscribe, as it does help me out. And then don't forget to join my Discord down below so you know when I post new videos like this one. That everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you guys again next time. Goodbye.